Hello and welcome. I'm your host Elizibar, and I don't know anything about Gene Day or Black Zeppelin. All right, I just want to start out saying that this is a weird anthology book. It's a really weird anthology book. Every one of the stories in here is like 4 or 5 pages long. There's not a lot of juice, not a lot of meat to any of these. The Infinite Man, Who Shall Cry for Damocles, and every one of these stories is prefaced like this, with paragraphs of text. Okay? Okay. Now, when we get into the story, and I'm going to just jump over here a little bit. The premise of this story is that there's a guy who teleports between realities or something, and he ends up in this reality where he's like a head honcho. He's like a bigwig in the Dominion. And it's not the Star Trek Dominion. This kind of predates that by like a decade. It's the Dominion of Canada. So the idea is after the 1860s, the British government fled to Canada because the Russians had airships and they bombed Canada with biological warfare stuff. I said Canada. They bombed Britain with biological warfare stuff, so the British went to Canada and they formed the Dominion by repealing the Dominion Act or whatever it was that established Canada as something not directly ruled by the British Crown. And yeah, that's what we got going on here. Okay. And this is pretty much just a history lesson. There's a little bit of stuff that happens. Like at the beginning, we come to like some kids that are being shot because they're part of a resistance movement or something. And then we just get like paragraph after paragraph after paragraph of text. The art's nice. This ink work is really nice looking. A lot of this stuff is just really pretty to look at. It looks good. Like this would have been right at home in a serious newspaper strip in the 80s. But I don't know that there's a story here. This next one, which also has some great inking, Evil Claws, like it looks fantastic, and I couldn't make it past like the second page. I don't know what this story was about. I couldn't read it. This next one here, though, this was kind of fun. So you got humans and aliens, and you're kind of setting up for the story to be one kind of story, and then there's a twist at the very end and all that. But I really liked the way it looked. These aliens look cool. Look at that gigantic tree trunk of a neck this dude's rocking. The whole thing looks pretty cool like that. The soldier narrating it is pretty heavy, man. It's a heavy story. Art's pretty cool. This is, I thought, kind of the gem of the book here. I read this and I was like, man, this is good. Somebody should reprint this in like a more modern book because I think you could fit this into. Well, if Alternative was still doing those if anthologies, like this would have fit right into the material of some of those. There's a lot of great looking stuff here. Like, just look at this. Look at these body poses this dude's going through here. It's fantastic. It looks good. The mechanics of the body look right in pretty much all these shots. The one on the leftmost one where he's running, is probably the most exaggerated one. He's got a very stiff leg extended. But if you're running, man, that's kind of what you look like. You get into like a crazy lope. It's really great. And then finally, there's a story named Harry. And we're just going to flip open to this because I remember looking at this on stream. And look, I'm going to be honest. I have no idea what this story was trying to get at or what it was doing. But this story had some pretty cool looking art in it. Like, I think that's kind of the takeaway is as stories, I don't know that most of these things really do a good job of being stories. But as art exercises, there's some really pretty things in this book. This is a gorgeous page over here. Let me turn it sideways so you can kind of take the whole thing in. It looks great. There's great art on display in this black and white book in Black Zeppelin. And maybe if you see some of these things out there in the wild, you know, living in the dollar bins or whatever, it might be worth picking it up just to take a look at this artwork because I got it in my head now that maybe I should check this out. You know, go check out Black Zeppelin if I see some more of these when I'm going to my store because I go to Graham Crackers Comics and ooh, There was like some slowdown on that move. I hope that didn't show up in the video. But I go to Graham Cracker's Comics, and you get 3 books out of the dollar bin for free on Wednesdays. So, kind of hoping maybe I might see some more of these in the future. You all take care of yourselves. You have a great day, great night, great whatever you got going on. Hope to see you again next time. Until then, bye bye.